Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky. Good morning. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky. Ooh, Christmas.
That's right. It's Christmas Eve weekend.
Okay, if you're one of the lucky ones that just loves Christmas, you're the one that puts the tree up in July.
Yeah, you're not rushing around doing anything. You're just excited about seeing family, enjoying friends, and just loving the season.
You're the one that I see at Joann's and you just say, "Oh, I just love this time of year."
Yeah, you're like Mary Poppins and Snow White whistling while you work and putting a spoonful of sugar with everything.
I came here to get some fondue because I'm making cookies for my entire neighborhood.
Yeah.
If you're that person, yay! I want to be you. And so what I'm thinking is in today's podcast, I'm going to imagine that I'm you.
Yes, try on a new identity.
I'm going to try on your identity. Because if you have listened to even a few of our past podcasts, you know that I can sometimes be a holiday Scrooge.
Well, you put more pressure on yourself. You sometimes you allow for
I'm a perfectionist. I like to be perfect at everything, and sometimes this holiday season puts my expectations of myself to the test.
Oh, there's a good visual right there.
Yeah,
'cause
that
I
could
can
be a
see that.
song. That could really be a song. And I know I need to just drop expectations. And what do you say? Expectations are really just unspoken.
So unexpressed expectations, those expectations that we keep in our heads and are lead to disappointment.
Okay, well, whatever. I need to just drop my expectations because they stem from my ego. However, what we're doing today is we are going to imagine what it would be like to actually choose happiness.
Yeah, choose how we want to experience the holiday. Choose how we want to experience the moment.
Because I think at some point it comes down to a choice. And there is something in my soul that wants to choose happiness and wants to be excited and wants to get into the Christmas spirit and love and
Peace
and
joy.
enjoyment and wants to be around family and all of that fun stuff. However, there is some sort of protective mechanism that has built this wall up around me and wants to protect. It really comes down to protecting my feelings.
Yeah.
Protecting my feelings. And I've gotten to the point where, you know what? I'm a big girl and I'm okay. I'm okay. And I'm here to imagine what it's going to be like to try on happiness this Christmas season. What?
Yeah. So all these people, there's millions of people that are experiencing Christmas.
Yes.
And so many people are experiencing it in a different way. Somebody
Correct.
is joyful. Somebody is excited. And they're not just saying it. They are actually experiencing it and feeling
They
it.
love this time of year.
Yes. And they're not rushed. They're not panicked. They're just humming while they walk and whistling around a tune while they go down the street.
They're the people that put pressure on the rest of us.
Because it looks easy for them. And they've made a choice and they've planned and they said, okay, this is what I believe about this time of year, this season. And we've said we're not measuring up or whatever. And I want my season to be perfect. I want my time with family to be perfect. And we go into it thinking, okay, well, what didn't go right now? Instead of how can I just experience joy? How can I experience the happiness and the peacefulness?
Okay, so I'm really going to try this. Jason's going to coach me through it. And I am going to try on happiness because here's the truth of the matter. If I try to tell my brain, I am so joyful this Christmas season. I am so excited about going to spend time with my family. I can't wait to exchange presents. Then my brain goes, bullshit.
See, that just
That's
gave me
the bullshit detector going off.
that just gave me a little bit of anxiety just
Right?
thinking about exchanging presents because I don't like exchanging presents.
Right?
Like I do love to give and I love to receive. I don't like it being forced.
Right? Thank you.
So I tell
Thank you for
myself
being honest and real.
that I do like these things. I tell myself also this belief that I don't like it being forced and I don't like being witnessed. Like so I don't like a crowd around when it's happening. I kind of like to do it from the shadows.
Okay, so here's the disconnect. Let me just walk everyone through this. So when the disconnect is we really don't feel happy and excited about these things, but we want to. So how do we get there? How do we get there? Our brains, if we try to pretend, our brains are saying, Jana, that's bullshit. You're lying to yourself. So here's how we step into it. We change it to a question. We change the I am excited about Christmas to how can I be excited about Christmas? Now, all of a sudden, we're asking our brains a question.
And to look for solutions.
How can I be excited about Christmas? Now, that's an empowering question because our brain will start, as Jason just pointed out, start looking for solutions, and we are guiding it toward the answer we want it to pick.
Instead of away from the things that we don't want. Because as soon as you say, I don't think of a yellow elephant, everyone thinks of a yellow elephant. You actually picture it. So if you're focused on these things that you don't want to happen or start stacking the evidence of this is how things could go wrong, then you're going to start looking for those things regardless of whether you want them or not. It's because that's what you're focused on is what's going wrong.
Here's another example about the gift exchange. When I say, I am so excited about exchanging gifts, my brain says, bullshit, bullshit. You are not excited about exchanging gifts. Your feelings have been hurt terribly in the past about exchanging gifts. Not just once. We're talking probably at least 50 times in the past about exchanging gifts. I'm not 50 years old, so we're not just talking about Christmas time, but we are talking at least about 50 times in the past. When you exchange gifts to different people, your feelings have been hurt in some way or another.
Yeah. Why didn't you respond better to my gift? Why didn't you show up?
So, how do we change that whole process in our brain? Instead of saying, I am so excited about exchanging gifts, we change it to a question. What about this gift exchange will make me laugh? What about this gift exchange will be fun? What about this gift exchange will be exciting?
Will be joyful.
How can this gift exchange bring me joy? And now all of a sudden, we have steered my brain into a more curious and a more enlightening path.
It's a more open door.
It is a more open door. It all of a sudden allows it to start looking for ways to find the feeling or the emotion that I am looking for instead of already thinking that it knows best because of my past experiences.
Yeah, dragging the familiar past into the unfamiliar future, but saying, I want that certainty, I want that, the knowing, and so you just create it again.
This is really big, and I hope that this is sinking in because this is when I started realizing this whole process. It's been very, very hard for me to articulate and to teach it to people. But when I started realizing the process of empowering questions, it changed my life drastically. It changed my life.
Yeah, and one of the things is if it's available for anyone, it is available for everyone. So if someone out there, if you can imagine that someone out there is experiencing the holiday the way you want to experience it, then you can experience it that way as well. But sometimes we get so wrapped up in that familiar past that we're like, I'm not the person that has a good Christmas. I'm not the person, like we tell ourselves.
We put a label on ourselves.
My identity is. But if you can imagine the person that does have the Christmas experience or the holiday experience or the life experience that you want, then you could say, well, what would it be like to be them? Like, how would I show up if I was that person? Let me just try it on for a few minutes and see if I show up as that person and act like that person. It's not faking it till you make it. It's just trying on a persona. It's trying on those feelings.
And becoming curious about it. Becoming curious and realizing, you know what? This could be me as well.
Yeah, because
maybe I need to give this a new try.
Because all you're doing is you're changing. When you try on a new persona, you change the way you believe about things and the way you think about things, which changes the way you act into things.
Yes. And just that small little tweak, small little pivot will change your energy. It changes your vibe. And when you change yourself, then people react to you differently, which changes your whole circumstance. It changes your reality. It changes the way you're being perceived. It changes the way people are reacting toward you.
Yeah, so in essence, it changes your results. And that gives you new evidence to believe the new belief system, because if someone else believes it, it's true. But your belief system was true based on your past experience. Now you see a new availability of options that you can live into. A new
possibility.
Yes.
It's
Amen.
changing possibilities. You're thinking differently. Wayne Dyer used to always say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We get stuck. We get stuck in our way of thinking. It becomes habitual. And when we become in our midlife, we feel, our brains and our bodies feel that they already know. They already know. Been there, done that. Have you heard that saying?
Trapped in your same level of thinking, trapped in your own sameness.
We become habitual beings. And when you think that you already know the outcome, then it becomes very hard to... The problem is, you're you.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You become you. You become you, and it's hard to see the world through your 6-year-old self, your childlike eyes, because you've become you.
You become the you've told yourself you are to protect yourself.
Or who other people have told you are.
You've listened to it.
And the truth is, you are a child of God.
You're built
and
for
you
greatness
are
and a purpose.
Yes.
Meant for joy, meant for
You
excitement.
are meant for joy. Joy, love, hope, peace. These are the feelings that we want to experience. The good vibrations.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of good vibrations. Exaltations. Okay, that's all we've got today. But I hope this gives you just a little insight on how you can start stepping into it. Ask yourself empowering questions. It's a game changer. Have a great day. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.